Government officials
goes out,
insist that this an isolated incident
members or neighbors being vulnerable if exposed to extreme heat or cold. Locate a flashlight with batteries to use
we will
until power
continue
comes
to
back
keep you
on. Do
informed
not
as this story unfolds.
as this can cause a fire.
That
Turn
are
off sensitive electrics such as computers and televisions. Do not control.
What's up guys, James here from BootWizard Boot Reviews, and today we're going to be taking an in-depth look at that 99X19 from Adidas. So in my last video I gave you some thoughts on why I think that this has been given the wrong name. The fact that it's been put in that 99 gram lineage really hampers the expectation of this boot because it does not weigh 99 grams. Spoiler alert. This has far more in common with something like an F50 Adizero. But today, we're going to take all of the elements of this, we're going to break them down, we're going to discuss it, and we're going to see if this is a worthy successor to that F50 line, if it really should be in the same category as the 99 gram boot, and overall, is it worth your 250 euros? So stick around and we'll find out. So the upper on this is bringing you something that you can't really get from a lot of the top end brands at the moment because everybody is transitioning to knit. Even the New Balance Furon is rumored to be going knit next. This is an old style synthetic. So this has taken you back to a synthetic upper, a very thin synthetic upper, which in all honesty feels a little bit plasticky. It's not necessarily a bad thing with the vibe that they're trying to go for in this boot. You can see best from the cutouts in the boot what it's made from, which is this mesh base with a silicone top layer, and it's super thin. You can see straight through the boot. And you've also got a boot that provides more lockdown and more stability than the previous 99 gram one did. So yes, while I realise that if you're going to give it a 99 gram name, you really are setting the expectations right up here. And that's how I feel, and that's why I don't feel like this is a 99 gram boot at all. What it is a modern F50 Adizero. And again, from this super thin upper, you would obviously expect a barefoot touch on the ball, which this absolutely delivers. The material is a little plasticky because that's kind of what you're going to get from creating a fully synthetic upper that's this thin, but that does lead to a very thin, very barefoot touch on the ball. And if you did like those old F50 Adizeros, the ones with the synthetic, not the leather, this really does give you some of those vibes, and it's fantastic. Like, it's really, really nice if that's what you're looking for. Personally, I am a big fan of the touch on the ball in this. We can't talk about the upper on this without also comparing it to this, so the X19 Plus, because they do share some similarities with that super thin synthetic upper and those cutouts that run through the boot in order to save weight that have been taken out of the liner. In all honesty, this is just better. It's thinner, it's lighter, it provides you with a more barefoot feel on the ball. So while I do like the upper on this, and I think it gives you a great barefoot feel, this absolutely knocks spots off this. We've also got to talk about the liner. Now, normally I would discuss the liner when I do the fit and comfort section of the boot, but it's so important to the structural integrity of the upper that we are going to cover it here. So this synthetic suede that runs all the way through the boot is what gives the boot the structure. So otherwise it would just be this really thin plastic material, which again would be a problem, and the previous boot was reinforced with thin plastic, and this is one of the reasons it didn't have enough structure. This has a really fantastic synthetic suede. So good actually that I had to contact Adidas to check that it was actually synthetic suede, which apparently it is. So this runs through the boot and provides you with all the structure for the upper of the boot, which it does a great job in doing. It really gives you what you need and just enough of it to get away with it without adding too much weight. So overall with the upper, if you were a fan of that synthetic F50 Adizero, you would love this. This really gives you that. It gives you that barefoot sensation, and it really gives you that pingy, plasticky touch on the ball. And I don't mean that as a bad thing, but that's exactly what it is. It's not that thin, responsive, Flyknit feel you're going to get from the Vapor 13. It is old school, it is plasticky, and you know what? In this case, that's brilliant. Okay, let's do it. The thing that everybody's been up in arms about, let's get these on the scale. If you label your boot a 99-gram boot and you model it after a revolutionary 99-gram boot, and then your boot's 184 grams, people are going to be upset. Like I say, this is for durability. This is now a boot you can use, you can wear, it has better stability, better lockdown, it is just better than that previous boot. But from marketing terms, I see why Adidas did it. It's to get the hype around this boot, but at the same time, by building that hype, you've basically had a lot of people being like, oh, 99-gram boot, why? It's 183 grams, that's stupid. I see why they did it, but honestly, I think it might have been a bit of a marketing fail there to try and accommodate it or associate it with that 99-gram boot. So let's talk value for money. So these are a limited collection boot and come in at 250 euros. Now, that is cheaper than what we've been getting from the Adidas limited collection in recent times. The Adidas Predator limited collections from earlier in the year were nearer 300 euros. The X19 Plus comes in at 280 euros, so it's cheaper than that as well. And the 19.1, that one is 230 euros. So it kind of falls right in the middle of the two top-end X lines and is cheaper than most of the limited collection boots at the moment. But does that mean it's good value for money? Realistically, no. It's still 250 euros for a pair of boots, which by anybody's book is expensive. Like, it's kind of crazy that boots are this expensive. But when you put it in context of what the boot market is, how much you pay for football boots at the moment, to get a limited collection boot that is of this standard, I don't think it's too bad. But do I recommend going out and picking it up if you're thinking of getting the best value for money boot around? This probably isn't it. If you're a collector, if you really want a pair of those old style F50s and you want them on that new plate, this is a good option. It's a great buy for collectors. It's a great buy if you're into them. But it's not something that I'd be like, you have to go out and get this.
You're welcome! Wait, what now?
Looks, so after my last video where I did the unboxing, the response has been overwhelmingly positive. Everybody is into these boots, and I must say I completely agree. I think these look fantastic. The throwbacks to that old 99-gram boot are fantastic. That pearl iridescent colored sole plate, which is a wearable finish, also looks amazing. I really don't have anything to complain about here. Unless, of course, you want to keep these clean, because that's going to be pretty much impossible in this colorway if you want to use them. But if you want a really detailed look and some more of my opinions on why Adidas basically got the naming of this wrong, click the link above. That'll take you through to my full unboxing. Remember to be subscribed so you don't miss out on any of those videos in the future. But it's a beautiful boot, isn't it? So the traction, the sole plate, and the stud pattern. It's nice and easy. It is exactly what you're going to get on the current X19 line. So this is the 19 Plus, and this is the 99-gram. Essentially, they're exactly the same. You get the same traction, which is good. I still would like to see Adidas do something a little different, just because we've had this for so long. So the previous 99-gram boots did come with a specific lightweight outsole, but because of that, they only made them in a size UK 8.5. So if you weren't a size UK 8.5, you were out of luck. You could not wear them. By putting these on the X tooling, you do get them in that full size range, so you don't have to worry about squeezing your feet in an 8.5 or having 8 pairs of socks on to be able to wear them. It's a good sole plate and stud pattern, possibly Adidas's best at the moment, definitely their most aggressive, and I don't really have any complaints about it. So before we get these on feet, just want to take a look at the liner. The liner itself has the speed of light printed on it in meters per second, which is a throwback to the original boot, which is very cool. And also they've tried to take out as much weight as possible by sticking in all of these little perforations. It's not a bad liner, especially for a liner in a boot that's trying to be as light as possible. It's nothing special, but it does the job, and I do like the throwback. So you know something I didn't realize that I missed until I started putting these boots on? Standard construction tongues. It just makes life so much easier than trying to get on a one-piece upper. Yes, like one-piece uppers I am all for because they do a fantastic job. They definitely give you better lockdown. But this, no effort, no struggle. This was beautiful. Like, I am really enjoying just putting these on. I might put them on and take them off a few more times. So firstly, on feet, these look amazing. Now, I know it may sound a bit crazy, but pair up with some white socks and these look so clean. I really like the look of these. The iridescent pearl stripes on the outside when the light hits them. These look fantastic. For about 5 minutes till you start wearing them and they get muddy. But anyway, that aside, the fit is really good. It feels light, it feels on your toes, it is definitely super locked in. It does have that standard tongue construction, so it's not quite as uniform and as foot wrapping as you'll get from some of those new one-piece uppers on, for example, the Vapor 13. It feels really good, the lockdown's great, the responsiveness is great. They are as comfortable as you would expect for a boot that is 184 grams, and they just feel nimble. They really have a great on-foot feeling. I am super impressed by these. Because of that standard tongue construction, if you do have a wider foot, not a crazy wide foot, but like a wider foot generally, you might even be able to rock these, and it's a good way of being able to get a speed boot, which is something that people with wider feet most of the time cannot get. As I said before about the upper, it's super, super thin, and it's super, super soft. Like the softness of the upper is fantastic, straight out of the box. And in terms of sizing, I have noticed that, for example, ProDirect recommends you go up half a size in the X line. I do not agree with this. I think that these fit me absolutely perfectly. It's a really good size for me. So in conclusion, this is a boot that I wasn't particularly hyped about when I saw the press release. I wasn't particularly hyped about when I found out that it was going to be 180 grams. Wasn't particularly hyped about when I found out that it wasn't really a remake and it was just a boot that was carrying the F50 name. Wasn't really hyped about when it turned up at my house and I was like, it's a really nice looking boot, but what's special about it? Why do I want this aside from some 99g styling cues? And then I put them on my feet. I know they look great, but once you get these on feet, the barefoot sensation, the thin feeling on the ball, the way it wraps your foot, the lockdown, it's so nice. I am a huge fan of this boot. I just feel like I had to get them on feet, I had to play in them first, and they do the job. The biggest compliment I can probably give these right now is that they are better than the X19 Plus and the X99.1 in my view. I think these are amazing, and honestly, if you're in the market for a new pair of speed boots and you don't want to go for a knit upper, and these are still available because they are limited collection, but they're not numbered, they're not a crazy limited release, I can highly recommend them. I think you will like them. That barefoot feel, those F50 tiptoey style vibes, it's fantastic. It's really, really good. So if you want to check out that unboxing with my initial thoughts, do click here. Do remember to subscribe by clicking over here, and remember to like this video. It's a huge help to the channel. Most importantly though, remember to put down in the comments, get involved, what do you think of this brand new F50? But that's all from BootWizard here today. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a good one, and I'll see you soon.